It is 9 p.m. East African time. Many thanks for joining us right here on Look Up Weekend. My name is John Matava. Our sign language interpreter is Felista Dundo. We have a lot for you tonight, including an update on RUTO's 5-day tour in the U.S. And of course, that will be coming to you in a few moments. Let's get started. Now, President William Ruto has today departed the country on a formal state visit to the United States lasting for 5 days. Now, the historic occasion comes in 2 decades that an African head of state has been honored as the recognition during the President Biden's leadership. Among the pivotal agendas, the visit will delve into the depths of Kenya, the U.S. economic ties, health and security partnerships. On Monday, President William Ruto will start his visit to Atlanta, Georgia by visiting the Carter Presidential Library and Museum, followed by paying respect to the civil rights movement at Ebenezer Baptist Church. His focus will then shift to the U.S.-Kenya Health Partnership at the CDC headquarters, where major collaborations will be announced. The day will conclude with a warm reception from Atlanta's Kenya diaspora community.
This visit is a historic milestone, as the first state visit by a Kenyan head of state in 2 decades, and the first by an African head of state since 2008. The visit demonstrates a robust partnership between Kenya and the United States, and is a fitting tribute to 60 years of diplomatic ties that we are celebrating as Kenya and the United States.
President William Ruto will visit Spelman College on Tuesday to highlight the importance of higher education, especially in science and technology, for Kenya's human capital development. Following this, he will head to Tyler Perry Studios to explore creative economy prospects.
President Joe Biden of the United States of America. The visit is themed Partnership for Prosperity and aims to bolster shared commitments to economic growth, democratic values, peace and security, and reflects the strategic importance of Kenya to the U.S. as a leading regional anchor and the main commercial gateway to Eastern Africa. The visit builds on existing partnership to highlight the following key thematic areas. 1, shared values including democratic governance. This includes people-to-people ties, health partnerships, as I said, and promotion of the creative economy. There will be several meetings towards that effect.
On Wednesday, President William Ruto and the First Lady will be ceremoniously welcomed at Washington, D.C.'s St. Andrews Air Force Base. Subsequently, they will participate in significant meetings at Capitol Hill, including sessions with a bipartisan congressional delegation.
The two countries share commitment to governance, democratic values, and anti-corruption efforts. His remarks there will underline the importance of democracies working collaboratively to tackle global challenges. The President will then visit Ebenezer Baptist Church to pay homage to the civil rights struggle and emphasize how religion can be a force for good. This visit will underscore the respect for historical struggles for equality and justice.
Thursday, the focal day of President William Ruto's state visit to the United States, will commence with him and the First Lady Rachel Ruto laying a wreath at Ellington National Cemetery to honor both American soldiers and historical figures. Following this solemn ceremony, President Ruto will engage in crucial bilateral discussions with President Joe Biden, focusing extensively on enhancing Kenya-US economic, health and security partnerships.
He will brief the legislators on the dual crisis of climate change and conflicts in the region, and Kenya's leadership in dealing with these challenges, in urging Congress to be cognizant of the need for African goods to continue accessing the U.S. markets on preferential basis. The President will implore Congress to extend the Africa Growth and Opportunities Act, better known as AGOA.
John Matava, Lookuptv. The country are under instructions to admit their schools learners affected by the floods without conditions. Masini Ichwara, Director of the Planning at the State Department for Basic Education, said the Ministry of Education will partner with all schools to ensure that the students who lost their important documents will get them back.
Second-term school heads across the country have been advised to admit learners affected by floods without conditions. Speaking at 15 Primary School in Garissa County, Masini Ichwara, Director of Planning at the State Department for Basic Education, said that the Ministry of Education is putting in efforts to ensure every child goes back to school, as he called on to other stakeholders to come forward and help the government.
We have encouraged the heads of institutions across the region that they need to accommodate those kids who are from other schools who might be affected by the floods. I know some schools will not be reopening soon.
Elsewhere, Malindi member of National Assembly Amina Mnyazi has pledged to help reconstruct 2 schools affected by floods in her constituency. Speaking during the official handing over of bursary checks to public and private schools at the Malindi Deputy County Commissioner's office, she said that already they are rebuilding the roofs which were destroyed at Karima Primary School as a way of ensuring every child goes back to school.
Inaweza kuathiri Wakenya wote. Kwa hivyo mimi kama kiongozi wenu, wito wangu na maombi yangu kwa watu wa Malindi ni kuambia kwamba hii wakati wa flooding ambao inaendelea sasa hizi, jamani tuwe waangalifu na tuwe makini.
Finally, we meet Joyce Nungali, a resident of Buruburu Farm who turned her home compound as a shelter for flood victims. Joyce explained that she has decided to take care of those victims until they're stable again, as she called on to other well-wishers to come forth and help the remaining victims.
Mvua ilianza kunyesha, nilisikia ndani yangu nikawa na mwito wa kusaidia watu ambao wameathirika. Na huku nilikuwa nimepanda, kulikuwa na ngwashe, kulikuwa na mahindi. Nikasikia ndani yangu sababu sina hiyo space kwangu yenye naweza wapeleka. So niliamua na nikaambia Mungu anisaidie na wasamaria mema wakanisaidia. Tukanunua hizi vitingi za kujenga nyumba. So wakanisaidia tukaanza kujenga, tukajenga 4 rooms, hizi room 4, na tukaenda kuwatafuta huko chini, huko choka mahali wameathirika. Ndio tukaenda tukapatana na hawa mama, tukawabeba na wakakuja huku. Sasa ndio nimewajengea hizi, hata sina simiti hizi, ni ile tu harakati ya haraka ndio at least wapate mahali pa kukaa na watoto wao.
Ebi Kadenyi, Lookuptv.
Many thanks, Ebi Kadenyi. Now, Nyeri Governor Mutahi Kahiga has come to the defense of the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua amid rumors of discontentment within the ruling coalition. Kahiga has cautioned leaders pushing the DP from the party, as Ian Keitani now reports.
As questions continue to linger regarding the relationship between President William Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua following the latter's absence in various state functions attended by President Ruto in recent weeks, Nyeri Governor Mutahi Kahiga has told of leaders undermining the second in command.
Madharau yoyote kwa Rigathi Gachagua ni madharau ya mlima, kweli uongo. Kudhihakiwa ni mlima unadhihakiwa, kweli uongo. As many as of that opinion say aye, the ayes have it.
A seemingly angered Kahiga warned that Mount Kenya leaders will not sit and watch as the DP continues to receive constant attacks, noting that they will stand by him like they did when President William Ruto faced humiliation from the past regime.
Huwa siongei sana, lakini nikiongea ninaomba wanisikilize, na wanisikilize vizuri. Hii serikali ilikuwa ya machozi, ilikuwa ya kilio, ilikuwa ya watu wengine kuwekwa jela, ilikuwa ya kukosewa heshima. Let it go down and let it be recorded that we do not want to walk that way again. We stood, we fought, we are together and we pray. Wale ambao wanajaribu, because we know them, wale wanajaribu kuleta bad blood between the president and the deputy president, ambao wameandamana vizuri, we are warning you.
When he stood to address the congregation, Gachagua steered off politics, calling on leaders to focus on service delivery.
Let us bring down political temperatures. Let those who have an opportunity to serve be allowed to serve the people.
Nandi Senator Samson Cherargei, however, rubbished any claims of rebellion within the ruling coalition, urging Mount Kenya residents to stick behind Gachagua.
Mimi nataka niwaambie huko penye natoka mambo iko sawa sawa. Mambo iko ngangari. Sisi tuko nyuma ya rais na huyu ndugu yetu Rigathi Gachagua. Sisi vijana ambao tumeoa juzi huwa tunapewa paternity leave na annual leave. Mbona watu wengi wanapiga story mingi na Rigiji alikuwa na recharge ndio akirudi sasa asukume Kenya iende mbele akisaidiana na rais. Sina namna hiyo watu wa Nyeri.
Ian Keitani, Lookuptv.
KNOT has launched the Tetea program in partnership with communities affected by the alarming trends in the gender-based violence, with transit towns along the Nairobi-Nakuru highway being the hardest hit. And as Martin Mashari now reports, the initiative sponsored by the European Union aims to address the entrenched norms contributing to the crisis.
In a concerted effort to combat the surge in early marriages, teenage pregnancies, and gender-based violence along the Nairobi-Nakuru highway, a survey conducted by a local NGO, KNOT, Maimahio, Longonot, Naivasha, and Kikopey towns have been identified as the hardest hit by these social ills, with truck drivers seeking services in these transit hubs exacerbating the situation. A baseline survey conducted by KNOT 2 years ago pinpointed Naivasha and Gilgil as the epicenters of GBV cases, promoting urgent intervention.
We identified areas around Maimahio because most of the time, because of the issues of trucking companies, truck drivers and things like that, areas around Longonot and areas within Gilgil and more so Kikopey. You will find that Kikopey is along the highway, and Maimahio is also along the highway, and Naivasha and Longonot areas are also along the highway. So those are the key areas that we were able to identify as where these issues happen most of the time.
Speaking at a joint declaration gathering in Gilgil, Ochieng Ogutu, a director at KNOT, emphasized the organization's commitment to eradicating negative practices that force girls out of schools due to early pregnancies. He underscored the role of poverty and illiteracy in perpetuating these harmful norms, calling for community-led initiatives to address them.
The main goal of the project is to fight against violence against children and GBV issues that happen within the community. The main key drivers of teenage pregnancy, issues of GBV within the community are mostly the social norms that we have within the community.
Martin Mwaura, also from KNOT, highlighted the significant contribution of truck drivers to escalating GBV cases in transit towns. He noted that the cases of early marriages, underage pregnancies, and gender-based violence have surged, necessitating collaborative efforts between NGOs and state agencies.
Tetea is a project that is basically working towards reducing cases of violence against children and also gender-based violence. This is a project that is funded by European Union. Here in Gilgil, we have quite a number of the hotspots, one of them being where we are here today, Kikopey. Kikopey, you realize, has a lot of complications contributed to majorly by the transit trucks, and this contributes to a lot of cases of violence against children.
Martin Masharia, Lookuptv.
A section of Pokot elders living in Olmoran division in Laikipia North are in conflict with some government officials on the claim they are planning to evict them from the area. The elders claimed some security officers from the Olmoran have moved in to force the pastoralist from the area, claiming that they are evicting illegal grazers from Baringo County.
Mimi naitwa Julia Lochingamoi. Mimi nimeshangaa sana kwa sababu ya mambo kama haya.
Led by Robert Lokuchot, the Pokot elders claimed that the officers are forcing the pastoralists out of the area under the guise of preventing looming conflict between illegal grazers and farmers. However, the elders claim that only Pokot grazers are being targeted, yet they own land in the area and that there is no tension as claimed.
Kazi imepangwa katika county na laumu county commander na pia na security wote wa Laikipia, kwa sababu hii ni njama ya kutaka Wapokot wafurushwe katika Laikipia.
Speaking at Luonyek village in Sosian ward, where they have been camping for the last 3 days, the elders want the government to investigate the claims, alleging that there are some individuals propagating hatred among the pastoralist communities and local farmers.
The county commissioner asimame kama county commissioner, achunguze na kuangalia kabisa, haswa kabisa ni nani ambaye perpetrators ya hii maneno, ambaye waangalie na watu wachunguzwe kwa sababu
Laikipia MCA Benson Kamara said they are yet to identify where the vacation orders have come from, saying it is putting the communities under unnecessary tension.
Lakati nimekuja hapa kufuatilia maneno ni order imetoka kwa sijui kama ni county commander, county commissioner ama ni OSPD ama ni OCS, DCC. Ng'ombe imesemekana ya kwamba itolewe mahali inakula.
Over 700 heads of cattle have been moved from the area towards Amaya and Baringo County, but the livestock owners vowed to return to their farms and now want the government to move with speed and address the matter to avert incidences of incitements to conflict. Beatrice Ndanu, Lookuptv.
Well, and that story by Beatrice takes us on a short break right in Look Up Weekend at exactly 16 minutes past 9 p.m. Stick around. We'll be coming back with more news for you. Stick around.
Taarifa zinapochipuka na kutufikia papa hapa kwenye makao makuu ya chumba cha habari cha runinga ya Lookup, kwenye taifa, kwenye serikali, kwenye bunge, tunajitosa hadi kwenye sauti ya wenyeji ili kupata tu maoni ya wenyeji kuhusu masuala haya yanayochipuka.
Maana hii kitu inaenda kuumiza Mkenya kwa tax.
Hakuna kitu tunafurahia. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Sisi tunaumia, si ati tunaumia ile ya kiukweli. Juu maisha ni ngumu.
Na bila shaka tunapata maoni yao ili sauti yao ipate kusikika. Na watasema hili, waseme lile, watasema hiki, na waseme kile, almuradi sauti yao ipate taa.
Mambo ya mafuta tena imekuwa ni changamoto zaidi kwa kila mtu wa bodaboda.
Uchumi ikikuwa stable, tunaamini mambo itakuwa sawa sawa.
Kwanza liko na ria wa boda, mama mboga nini. Hao sasa ndio wamefinywa zaidi man.
Mtazamaji, hii ni bunge la wenyeji.
Save a Life is a non-profit organization that has taken the front line in transforming lives in the entire country. So far, we have transformed the life of over 100,000 people through our programs, which include medical support, youth empowerment, street family program, feeding program, and climate change. Join us today as we transform lives. As we always say, service to humanity is service to God. Save a life, transforming lives.
Nimenyakua vita na loto! Nimematch nambari 5! Nimeshinda 200k! Nimeshinda! Nimematch nambari 3 na nimepata pesa!
Oh my God! Nimeshinda! Bonus shopping voucher!
Wewe unangoja nini? Changamka, cheza loto, sio ndoto.
Oh yes, join the Lotto money train. It could be you.
Changamka, cheza loto.
Nyakua mita na Lotto every hour. Get into the Lotto money train and win big. Mara hii you win 20,000 times pesa zako. 50 bob inakushindia 1 million shillings every hour na up to 40 million shillings every day. Usiwachwe nyuma. Mamili ni moto moto na Lotto. Nenda kwa M-Pesa paybill number 777 000. Andika neno Look kama account name. Cheza na kati ya shilingi 50 hadi shilingi 2000 na ubambedo na Loto.
Over 18s only. Gaming can be addictive. Play responsibly. This message has been approved by the BCLB.
Security Committee has warned residents to remain vigilant on the second generation and illicit brews that have been reduced to more than 60%. As Maureen Bosire now reports, Eastern Region Coordinator Paul Rotich warned that business community to stop trading in the second generation alcoholic trade.
My office will fight illicit alcohol and narcotics.
As the government continues with the fight against illicit brew and the second generation of alcohol, Eastern Region Coordinator Paul Rotich has urged the national government administration officials to upscale the efforts in fighting the second generation alcohol and illicit brews, while also calling on the residents to support the officers by providing information.
Mambo ya pombe. Nataka kwanza niseme shukrani kubwa sana kwenu na security officers na ngao. Tumefanya kazi mzuri. Tujipidishe, tusiwachie hapo, tusirelax, tukazane, tuendelee na hiyo vita. Na business community, kama tunajua kuna mtu anafanya biashara kama hiyo, let us not allow them to operate. We have a responsibility as a people and as leaders in every level. Kama wewe unafanya hiyo biashara, wachana nayo. Kama sisi tunajua mtu fulani anafanya, wacha hiyo taarifa ifikie wale wa maofisa wa usalama.
Embu Deputy Governor Kinyua Mugo assured the national government that the devolved unit will work closely with them to eradicate the second generation alcohol drinks, adding that they have closed 500 bars that did not meet prescribed regulations.
Na sisi tumesema hiyo pombe tutapigana mpaka tumalize.
Mungo also decried an increase in infrastructure vandalism due to scrap metal trade, calling on the officials to help in fighting the same.
The only thing we can do is to do fresh vetting. Tusimamishe kila mtu ambaye anahusika na dealing ya metal, tufanye vetting fresh.
Manyata Member of Parliament Kitonga Mukunji has called on the government to put more sanctions that will not allow transportation of illicit brew coming from Nairobi to other counties.
Hii pombe mnasikia the second generation. Hii pombe inatoka Nairobi, inapita inakuja all the way, inafika kwa vijiji zetu. Mimi RC ile kitu nitakuomba, wacha tuongee hiyo isitoke, isiingie hapa Embu kutoka Nairobi.
Francis Karenga was promoted to Ngandori East after serving as Manyata Assistant Chief for 17 years, where his late father also served as a chief for a long time. Maureen Bosire, Lookuptv.
Many thanks, Maureen Bosire. Now, President William Ruto now says that Kenya will continue to grow its relationship with Somalia. In a meeting with Somalia President Hassan Mohamud at State House, Nairobi, Ruto said that the collaboration between the two countries is bearing fruit. Majid Hussein brings you this and more in the county's wrap.
Their talks revolved around peace and insecurity in the region on areas of collaboration in trade and investment. Ruto said discussions centered on joint initiatives to fight terrorism and general insecurity in the region. Kenya and Somalia share a common insecurity threat from the Al-Shabaab terror group that has over the years staged attacks in both countries with devastating results. Elsewhere, the Eastern Region Security Committee has warned residents to remain vigilant on the second generation and illicit brews that have been reduced to more than 60%, while urging the residents to provide more information to the security agents.
My office will be corruption-free office. My office will fight illicit alcohol and narcotics.
Finally, church leaders in the western part of Kenya under the National Council of Churches of Kenya have complained about the national government, which is constantly increasing taxes on important products. The leaders say that the move contributes to increasing the cost of living for ordinary Kenyans.
Kama serikali ya county hatuwezi maliza shida zote za watu wetu katika vijiji, lakini tukihusisha watu wengine kama kanisa, tukihusisha mashirika ambayo sio ya kiserikali, tukiwahusisha jamii pia, serikali ya ngazi ya juu pia, tuweze kujadiliana haya mambo, naona ya kwamba tutapata suluhu. So tumeongea vile tunaweza fanya kama kanisa, tusaidie jamii zetu ili watoke katika umaskini. Na tumeangazia yale mambo ambayo county government ya Bungoma imefanya kufikia sasa. Tumeongea kwa urefu mambo ya agriculture, maana hiyo tunaona ya kwamba ndio cha msingi sana katika eneo letu. Tumesema kwamba tunataka tuendelee kuhimiza watu wetu waweze kufanya agriculture kwa njia ya kibiashara. Tumeongea vile tunaweza kufanya add value kwa vitu ambazo sisi tunasalisha.
Majid Hussein, Lookuptv.
Now switching gears to some sports action, the Kenya national women under-17 team junior starlets have qualified for the last round of the FIFA World Cup under-17 qualifiers after the stunning Ethiopia 3-0 in the second leg played at Ulinzi Sports Complex. Starlets will now face Burundi or Djibouti in the fourth leg of the qualifier.
Christine Adhiambo anajaza ule mpira kwenye kisanduku, kichwa kinalia namna gani hapa.
We went more on the offense. Probably they expected us to defend as we did away. But today we changed our tactics and made more offensive actions, and that has led to a great success for the team. I think the pressure is positive because when you look at the bigger picture, is to make history. And in making history, there's a lot of pressure. So our players have shown us today that they can soak in the pressure and perform. Also, we have a very supportive bench that they are ready to come up with solutions every time there's difficulty. For us as a team, we are working hard to ensure that we strengthen the team first, ensure that we fill in the gaps that we think are still missing. So one, a lot of scouting is required, more scouting to fill up the gaps, and also more strategy planning and tactically sharp to be able to tackle a more tougher opponent than Ethiopia.
From what I see, the lack of my team is the calmness, because on the training field, most of the things that we are going to show, we've been practiced on that. However, due to the eagerness and the lack of calmness, they're not doing what they were supposed to do. However, as we mentioned earlier, we're happy with the Kenyan team, and we would like Kenya will represent East Africa for this tournament.
FKF Premier Gor Mahia thrashed Moroni Youth 3-0 in the first 31st round of the FKF Premier League to win their 21st Premier League title. Benson Omala, Boniface Omondi and Austin Odhiambo scored 1 goal each to cement Kogalo's victory in the match played at St. Sebastian Park, Murang'a County.
A good day in office because Gor Mahia one more time has won the league. What we now need to do is to prepare adequately for the Continental Championships. We are looking forward working together with the office to beef up the team so that it can be formidable enough for the Continental Championship.
I'm so happy that we have won the unprecedented 21st league title. Compare the fact that the second is 13. You will understand why I am so overjoyed.
Extremely pleased, extremely proud of the boys. You know, we said to them before the game, look, go out and put it all together. all the lessons that we've tried to impart on them over the last 2 years and really put in a statement performance. And, you know, the whole game, but the first half, we were absolutely excellent. You know, we fully deserved the goal, but, like, I'd love to see the possession statistics for the first half. Like, every time Murahony got the ball, we took it right back off them. You know, the game was largely played in the attacking half for us, and the guys were just excellent. And, you know, it could have been more. You know, we're greedy here at Kogalo. We want as many goals as possible, but three was a very good performance. We stand here as champions, 11 points clear of second place. Obviously, we won last year on the last day of the season with a very young team, and so, you know, we've taken them back, and I really hope that, you know, as I go away from here, that we've put foundations in place to make sure that Kogalo go forward over the next, not just 1 or 2 years, but the next 10 years, to not just again dominate Kenyan football, but also to really make a mark on the continental scene in the inter-club competition.
Youngster Victor Sila returned an excellent score of 43 stableford points to emerge as the overall winner of the 8th leg of the KCB East Africa Golf Tour at the Nakuru Golf Course. Sila beats his closest opponent, Joseph Mwangi, who carded 40 points, while Margaret Mutwasi won the ladies category after returning 39 stableford points. The tour will head to Limuru next month for the 9th leg as golfers continue to battle for sports in the tournament, a grand finale slated for December.
Today's golf was good. The first 9 was the best. A few birdies and a few pars. Parting shot to the sponsors. Thank you for organizing this, and to the organization and to the committee Nakuru. Yes. Welcome, come back again so that I can win again.
From the news desk, many thanks for joining us from wherever you've been watching from. Many thanks for those sending comments. And of course, we shall be sampling them in the course of the bulletin next time. My name is John Matavas, and language interpreter tonight has been Felista Adundo. Keep safe.